Right, okay. Oh, I don't know where my, oh, it's right here. Good morning, Justin. It is quite early. Obviously, I'm still in the same spot that I usually am, but this time I'm a little bit higher up. It's quite early. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. It's 8:54. Got my coffee. I just ate breakfast and I'm on my way out of the house in 15 minutes. Good morning, Justin. It is the 20th of November, right? Yes, it is the 20th of November, 2018. And today I want to talk about my hell that was my flight home. Before I get into that, Justin, you did not upload yesterday. However, I do know that you were having some technical difficulties. You texted me last night, so you're getting off free on that one. I don't remember if you uploaded last Monday. I feel like you didn't, but I'll look into that later. A week ago today, I was flying home. I was in Washington and I was coming back home and it was awful. Morning of, I'm, you know, grabbing all my last minute stuff, whatever, my jacket, putting my phone charger in my bags, putting like all of this stuff in different places. And I realized that I didn't have my wallet and I didn't know where it was. And I looked through all of my bags. I looked in the clothes I had been wearing the day before. I couldn't find them anywhere. It was 3 in the morning. And I'm freaking the fuck out. We went to Dad's house and looked there. And while I was looking for my wallet, I realized that I couldn't find my keys either, my house keys to this house. So, or my car keys, or really any key that I had on my keyring. So at 3:30 in the morning, we drive to Dad's house when we're supposed to be driving to the airport. I go in there, look around, can't find it, wake Dad up. We both look around, neither of us can find jack shit. And so I'm still freaking out. I'm having a panic attack. I'm like crying. I'm just freaking out. We leave, we go to Rhiannon's house, look all over the place over there. Those are the 2 places I had gone the day before. So this was Tuesday. On Monday, I had gone to Dad's house and I had gone to Rhiannon's house. And that was it. And I couldn't find them at either of those places, my keys or my wallet. I'm like terrified because how am I supposed to get on the plane? And even if I do get on the plane, how am I supposed to get in the house? So that was fun. I texted Pearl, I texted Connor, because I had been hanging out with Connor on Sunday. So I texted him. It was like 4:30 in the morning. I wasn't expecting to hear from him. I asked if he had my wallet, if it was in his car. And then like a half hour later, at 5 a.m., he texted back and he said that he did. So I was like, holy shit, I found my wallet. But at that point, we had already gone back to Mom's house, called Southwest, figured out that I could still get through security even without my ID. And if I missed my flight, then they would just put me on the next leaving flight that had any space. So I could still get home that day. It just might be at 1 a.m. Still that day. Not ideal, but still that day, and I wouldn't have to worry about, you know, buying a new ticket. While we were driving to the airport is when Connor texted me saying that yes, he did have my wallet. So it wasn't really helpful at that point. Thank you, Remus. But at least I knew where it was and I didn't have to cancel all of my debit cards. So that was nice. So I got to the airport. My flight left at 6:40. I got there at 5:45. So I had 55 minutes, almost an hour, and it was Tuesday, so I wasn't expecting security to be that bad. I walk in, check my bags, everything's good, and then I go to security, and then I see the line, and I'm like, okay, pretty long, that's all right. And so I go to the end of the line. So I started walking, and I kept walking, and I kept walking, and I kept walking to the other side of the airport, of that part of the airport, that is. And that's where the end of the line was. And mind you, my flight leaves in an hour. In less than an hour. So fuck me, right? Freaking out. I'm like already taking off my shoes because I'm like, fuck. I finally get up to the front of the line And I tell them the situation, and the girl is like, okay, I have to have my lead come over here and make a phone call and do all this extra stuff. And I'm like, shit. So at that point it was 6:10. My flight left at 6:40. So I have 30 minutes. By the time she actually gets up to me, it's 6:15, so now it's less than a half hour. And she's standing there and she's talking to me and she's like, okay, so I have to fill out this form, make a phone call. They don't have to ID you. They have the option to not ID you. And you've given me less than a half hour to do this. And I'm like, yes. And she's like, okay, well, if we go through this and you miss your flight, it's not on me. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'd kind of already like accepted my fate on missing my flight. So so we do that, we fill out a form, she makes a phone call, asks me a question about like my residence, where I used to live, how long did I live there, a car that's under my name, all those kind of questions, ID questions. And they did end up IDing me. She had me go through security. I had to have a total pat down. They went through all of my stuff that I was carrying, so my laptop bag and my backpack, and then I was on my way. And at that point, it was 6:30. I had 10 minutes until the flight left. They board a half hour early. They had been boarding since 6:10, and I was running across the airport at 6:30. I ended up getting there, I think, at 6:37. I was the last person on the plane. I sat in the last available seat. I don't know what would have happened if there were no more available seats. I think I would have just been bounced. So I'm really happy that they actually had a seat available for me. So after that, it was kind of okay. You know, I was exhausted. I had been sobbing all morning. I was dehydrated. I had a headache. I was hungry. But like, I was on the flight. Got home. Since I didn't have my keys, we do actually have a friend that had a spare key. So I texted him while I was in Chicago, made sure that I could stop by his apartment and pick that up from him. He said that was fine. I went and did that. While Michelle and I were on our way, because Michelle picked me up from the airport, we were on our way to Alex's and we made a wrong turn. And then we made another wrong turn. And then we made another wrong turn. So at this point, we have added an extra 20 minutes to our drive to Alex's house so we can get my spare key so I can be home before Tiankum gets home at 7. It was a day. We do finally make it to his house. I get the key from him. It's all good. Come home, unlock the door, walk through the door, and I am just hit with just a wave of stale cat litter. And I look in the litter box and I'm like, And I'm looking at the kitchen and I'm like, seriously? I love my husband. I love him so much, but God, he cannot live alone. So I finally come home from my fucking 12-hour plus, it wasn't even 12 hours. No, it was 12 hours of hell. And I have to start cleaning the fucking house instead of laying down and taking a nap like I wanted to. So I cleaned the litter boxes, I started picking up, I started doing the dishes, and Tiankum came home. I opened the door, I was still fucking pissed, and then he kissed me. And while he was kissing me, I said, fuck you. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I was pissed off at you, and then you kissed me, and now I'm not, and fuck you. So we kind of talked for a little bit. I yell at him for leaving the house a total disaster for me to come home to, and I'm laying in bed because at this point I'm like, I just need to fucking lay down. Laying in bed, I ask him to bring my bags in so I can get my shower stuff out so we can take a shower. I open up the pocket in my black bag and fall out are my keys. So once I saw them, I remembered putting them in that bag because I had pepper spray on them and I didn't want to have it be an issue through security. So I had had my keys the whole damn time. And Connor had my wallet. So I didn't actually lose anything, but it was such a stressful day. Connor did stop by mom's house and give her my wallet, and Terry put it in the mail a couple days ago. I haven't gotten it yet. I just realized that I'm about to leave. I have to leave in about a minute. Oh, I have to leave now. So That's the end of the story. Justin, I will see you tomorrow.